Captain America the Winter Soldier is directed by the Russo brothers and stars Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, Robert Redford, Anthony Mackie and Samuel L. Jackson. I was highly anticipating the release of this movie, with the first movie being one of my favourite Marvel movies as it was so special to me. It got me super excited for the sequel. The story is about S.H.I.E.L.D. being under attack from Hydra, led by Robert Redford, and while dealing with all of that, a mysterious adversary from Steve's past arises from the shadows to cause plenty of more trouble for Cap, and he is named the Winter Soldier. With all these elements coming together, it was looking to be a really exciting story, and the result was something absolutely spectacular and something I shall never forget. Everyone plays their roles brilliantly. Chris Evans is the perfect Captain America, and he is so flawless when he is on screen playing the Star-Spangled Hero. Scarlett Jo returned to the MCU as the very sexy and awesome Black Widow to team up with Cap. We all knew she was an awesome character, but she was underused in Iron Man 2 and could have been focused a bit more for the Avengers. The Winter Soldier is by far the best Black Widow movie, and she is a really big part of it. Nick Fury is also in this movie, bringing his amazing presence along with him, which is just spectacular. There are also some new actors thrown into the mix. Anthony Mackie is introduced as Sam Wilson, aka the Falcon. Falcon was so good as Cap's new sidekick, and the two really play well off each other, providing a lot of chemistry between the two, which is really fun to watch on screen. Robert Redford plays one of the villains of the movie named Alexander Pierce, who is the leader of the almost reborn Hydra in this movie. It is amazing to see Robert Redford in a Marvel movie, and his character was very evil and definitely a good villain for what he needed to be in this film, which was kind of this corporate face to lead the whole operation behind the scenes without anyone knowing. Now, let's talk about the Winter Soldier. This guy is really awesome in his design, as he has a somewhat super soldier design similar to Cap, and he has a really badass looking metal arm which provides him with even more strength. The Winter Soldier was a really great Marvel villain in my opinion, and when you discover who he really is, it shows how tied together the MCU really is. This reveal adds a lot of emotion to the conflict between Steve and the Winter Soldier, making the fight that much more interesting and that much more intense, as you see the emotion behind the eyes of the two characters and the conflict that is truly there. Speaking of fights, the Russo brothers did a truly phenomenal job with directing this film, especially when it came to the action scenes. The highway knife fight is truly one of the greatest scenes in the MCU. It is so tightly shot and makes you engrossed and makes you feel as if you're a part of that fight. It was so gritty and grounded, which is what I want from a Captain America movie. The Russo brothers were an interesting choice to direct at first when it got announced, but they definitely proved themselves with the Winter Soldier, so much so that they landed themselves Civil War, Avengers 3 and Avengers 4, and that's quite a track record. I love how this film put itself in the genre of a conspiracy thriller, but when you look at the movie, it is exactly that. This is a mature comic book movie that younger audiences would not understand, and I love and respect the movie for going in that direction, as it was a bold move when the Avengers is still fresh in people's minds. This isn't as dark to the levels as Marvel's Netflix shows like Daredevil or Jessica Jones, but it is by far the darkest in the films, and thankfully this tone is carried on for Captain America Civil War, and I hope we'll continue to get this tone for Infinity War, but I'm not holding my breath on that one, as it's a bit more out there for the MCU. Overall, I think this is the best movie in the MCU, due to the direction it took and the consequences this movie led to with the fallout of S.H.I.E.L.D., which ultimately really affected the rest of the MCU in the future. The way it tied everything together and the overarching story it told was extremely entertaining. So with all of that said, I give Captain America the Winter Soldier the grade of an A+. It deserves this grade more than any other Marvel film, and it is just truly fantastic, a truly incredible film, and a truly just great achievement for comic book movies in general.